Hey guys, it's Molly.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're going to go ahead and make a quick video for you guys about our ear piercings. I have 11.
And I have 9.
So in total we have 20, and we feel like we have some good advice for you guys if you're considering getting any part of your ears pierced.
Alright, first we'll start off with the lobes, and lobes are the lower part of your ear down here. And I actually have 3 piercings on the lobe. So my advice is definitely, if you're going to pierce anywhere, I'd probably start with your lobes. It's definitely the least painful, I would say, out of any other part of your ear, or I don't really have experience with any other parts of the body, but definitely with your ear. And also a great place to do it is icings or clairs. I had my very first ones done in Florida, actually, and we're from Michigan, if you don't know. So they did a really nice job on it, actually. My brother knocked out this bottom earring the day after I got it pierced, so I actually had to go back and they had to re-pierce that. And they were really nice about it. They were awesome. Definitely pain scale probably a 1 out of 5. They really don't hurt. It's just a quick little pinch and then you're done. And then my upper, or the second lobe piercing, I got up here in Claire's at Michigan, obviously. And they were still really good, awesome. So again, Claire's and icing are really great places to get that done. And then my third and the top piercing, Molly actually did. So, you know, I did have 3 different experiences with that, and they were all really good. The lobes, again, really aren't that bad. So that's definitely my advice, is to definitely get your lobes done before anything else.
With lobes, what they do is they'll, at Claire's icing, they'll just take a piercing gun. You're pierced with an 18 gauge piece of metal, which is, your earring, and it's sharp, so they're not pushing a blunt object through your ear. It just goes in smoothly. They clip the back right on there. It's not even, it's just one motion. And even when I did hers, I used like a little gun. So those are super simple and not really painful at all.
And at Clears and Icing, they'll give you a bottle like that big of the ear cleaner, and then you just use a Q-tip or a cotton ball and then clean the front and back of the earring. And they recommend about 6 to 8 weeks before you change them, and obviously to clean them for that time frame. And I was pretty good about it, especially with my first few piercings, and it really does help. Obviously, you don't want an infection or anything like that, so it's definitely important to keep up as much as possible. Usually, I try to do 3 to 4 times a day. Not anymore so much, but when you first get it done, 3 to 4 times a day is usually what is recommended. So
I think I did like 2 times a day. I think I did 1 in the morning and 1 at night.
And
I turned out fine, but my skin isn't sensitive at all, so it just really depends on, you.
For sure.
Next I want to talk about, I have a piercing. It's right in between my cartilage and my lobe, and I think when it was pierced through lobe, but yeah, I don't think it's really touching cartilage at all, but it might be. I don't really know for sure, but one of my coworkers actually did that at her house, and she again used a little gun with a sharp needle that just, a sharp earring that just popped the back right on, and the healing time for that was just about the same as a lobe, which is why I'm kind of thinking it's just a lobe piercing, but you can see it's right here in the middle. It's tiny. It's one of my favorites, and that wasn't a big deal at all. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'd say the pain was about a 2 for that one. Yeah, so that's that.
The other thing, just in case you don't know, when you get your earrings pierced, they have like a sharp needle in the earrings that you are getting for your first piercing, but obviously you can change those out, and you can actually rewear them too. And I mean, it is sharper and it does hurt if you like go back there and try to take it off and then you get pinched, but I highly recommend keeping those first piercings because you never know if you want more piercings or, I mean, they're cute, so you can still use them in the future, so.
Yeah, the sharp earrings, save those if you like them, obviously. Okay, do you want to talk about your 3?
Sure.
Okay.
So then, I have 3 lobes on both sides, and then on this ear I have 3 up here in the cartilage, or, well, helix, but I just call it cartilage. And then Molly did all of those for me. She did the top 2 on the same day, and then this bottom one the day after. The pain when you actually get them done, I would say about a 2, but the aftermath for me was actually really, really painful. I had to take a lot of Motrin because my ear completely swelled up. It was really red, really pink. It hurt really bad. You actually couldn't really even see like this creasy part in my ear anymore. It was just like completely swollen. And so one of the things that they recommend is that you twist your earring. Obviously just to make sure that everything is okay and that you can twist it. But I couldn't twist my earring. The middle one was the one that gave me a lot of problem because it was so swollen. The skin was like puffed right up to the ends of it. And so I really couldn't twist it. And so that did concern me, and I did think about taking that one out. I would say that you wouldn't have such a problem if you got them done a little bit farther apart.
Yeah.
Probably not all 3 within 24 hours. I think that was my biggest problem. But the actual piercing did not hurt as much as the aftermath on that one. So if you are considering it, because I knew that I always really wanted the 3, and I was just so excited to get them all done at once, and so I think that was one of the biggest problems. But now they're fine. They don't really hurt anymore, and you know, I clean these a lot more frequently than I clean the lobes just because it's a different type of piercing sort of thing, and I'm more cautious with those since it hurts so much in the aftermath.
I just did those with a little piercing gun that I got at Sally's, same that I did her, you know, with 2 top lobes, same kind that was my, you know, this lobe, and, yeah, so those are, you know, you can get them at Sally's for $10, and if you feel comfortable doing it, then, I recommend doing it that way because it's much more inexpensive. A lot of times people recommend not having your cartilage pierced with a gun. And they recommend you go to a tattoo parlor and have it done with a needle. But, you know, if you're super worried about it, I would definitely go get it done with a needle if it's that important to you. But it, you know, wasn't to me because I have a million, so it's not really, you know. So, we might do a tutorial on actually using one of those guns later. One of us
I'll get another one of mine.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of us is going to need another piercing, so, yeah.
And just a few other things. I feel like it's a lot when I talk to other people who have a lot of piercings or tattoos, it's like one of those things that just keeps escalating. Like you keep wanting more, keep wanting more, keep wanting more. And that was a really big thing for me is because I had my 2 lobes pierced and I just kept, you know, I kept wanting more and more and more. And my mom said, no, no, no. So eventually I just did it. I had Molly do it. So that way she wouldn't have to pay for anything. She wouldn't have to take me to Claire's or anything like that. And so that was a pretty big deal breaker for her was that it was pretty inexpensive. And another thing she said was I couldn't complain about the pain to her. And so anyway, so it's one of those things that keeps escalating pretty quickly, and so you keep wanting more, so I would just be cautious of that, you know, make sure you don't overdo it, don't get a ton of piercings in one day, because it may seem like a good idea, but then it swells, and it's a horrible idea, so.
Yeah, also, if you're comfortable doing your own, or if you have somebody that you trust putting a earring through your ear, I would definitely recommend going and investing in one of those. It was like I said, $10 at Sally's. Pair of earrings is like $6, like the sharp ones at Sally's. So I would definitely go for that instead of like the $45 at Claire's per pair. So, But, you know, if you're worried about it, definitely don't do that. Definitely go get it done professionally if you feel like you don't have anybody that you can trust to do that for you. Next, a couple of days after I did Alex's, I really liked the way that the 3 earrings in a row looked. So I had my same coworker do that for me on this ear with littler studs and lower down. So I have the 3 right here, and she did them with the exact same gun again. The pain level on those, she did them all right in a row. They were probably about a 2. The top one was probably a 2.5, and the bottom one was like a 1. So we'll go with like an average of 2. And same as everything else, just use the, you know, antiseptic ear cleaner that they give you. Actually what I had been doing is taking like a washcloth, putting it behind, and just dumping the fluid on there and then twisting my earrings. So whatever works best for you. Just make sure to keep all that clean, because if you're like us and you have long hair, your hair is gonna be like on that. The shampoo you use, you don't think about it, but that residue is gonna get on there, and also your hair is gonna get stuck in the backs. So you really need to be cautious.
That was a big thing for me, is getting used to, you know, brushing my hair behind my ear and having it caught and like snag. And now it's not as much of a deal, but when it was swollen, that was awful. Like I had to put it up every day. So
yeah,
you know, just be aware that that will be a change if you have long hair.
Yeah, you'll get used to it, and then eventually it'll heal and it won't matter anymore. But lastly is my last 2 studs are these top 2. I know the lighting's kind of bad in here, but these top 2 cartilage studs right there, and those were done actually at icing, so that's a true miracle. And I went with my mom. We had them done when she was in town. She lives out of the state, and she didn't want me to have them, but I like talked her into it, and we were there, and I paid for it. She couldn't say no. So I had those done, and those didn't really give me any trouble. They, you know, they were sore for a little while. It hurt to sleep on them, and also the majority of my hair is over on this side of my head, so that's where I'm pulling my earring or my hair behind my ear, and so that was snagging. So I would recommend, if you have a side part like both of us do, get your earrings on the side that you have less hair on, because it's going to be less weight behind your ear, and you're going to end up putting your hair behind your ear less. Same as always, surgical spirit, the antiseptic fluid, just put it on there, Q-tip, cotton ball, whatever you can do. Yeah, all of those little studs are simple. And then last but not least, I do have my rook pierced. That's this little piece of, you probably can't see it all, this little piece of cartilage right here. I have a bar, or I have a horseshoe in there. There's a whole separate video for that, because I did go in depth with that one, because it's, you know, kind of unique. So if you are interested in watching that, we'll put the link in the description, and you can go click on that. And if not, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.